Lila Carter stopped, walking her legs, wouldn't move no more. The Texas sun had cooked the earth so hot she could feel it burning through what was left of her shoes. The road behind her looked like it was melting. The air shimmered. The sky felt heavy. The little girl in her arms had gone quite a mile back, and that scared Lila more than anything. Silence was worse than crying. She tightened her grip. "Please don't sleep," she whispered. "Please stay awake." Ahead she saw a fence post rising from a heat crooked and old. Beyond them a ranch house sat alone wide and still like it had been waiting. A man stood near the fence, tall, dust-covered, watching her. Lila tried to step forward. Her knees buckled. She fell hard. The smaller girl whimpered weak and thin. The man was running before she hit the ground. "Hey now," he said, kneeling. "Hey, can you hear me?" Lila forced one eye open. "Please," she whispered. "Take her, not me." The man froze. "Take her," she said again. "She is still good. Am already ruined." He looked at the child, then back at Lila. Her lips were split. Her skin burned dark. Her arm wrapped in stiff cloth soaked through. "What is your name?" he asked. "Lila." "And hers?" "Emma." "How old are you?" 10. Samuel Reed had not heard a child answer his questions in 4 years. Not since the fever took his wife. Not since it took his boy. He reached for Emma first. Lila tightened her arms, even though her strength was gone. "No," she whispered. "Please, just her." Samuel lifted both of them, instead, one in each arm. "I heard you," he said. "I just don't agree." Inside the house, the air was cool and dark. He laid Lila on the bed near the window and brought water. "Slow," he said. "Just slow." She obeyed, watching him like a wounded animal waiting for the next blow. Emma drank next, and for the first time that day she laughed. Just once. The sound hit Samuel harder than any gunshot. He cleaned the burn on Lila's arm gently. She didn't cry. "Who did this?" he asked. She looked away. "Someone who said we didn't matter." Samuel wrapped her arm again. "You matter here," he said. Outside the sun went down red and angry. Samuel sat on the porch with his rifle, listening, and for the first time in years, he wasn't waiting to die. Morning came slow and cruel. The heat returned early like it had never left. Lila woke to the sound of breathing that was not her own. For one sharp second fear filled her chest. Then she saw the ceiling, with beams, a clean window, curtains moving with a soft breeze. She was not in the desert. Her arm throbbed deep and hot, but it was wrapped clean and careful. She turned her head. Emma was curled beside her, fast asleep. Her face relaxed for the first time in days. Lila let out a breath she did not know she was holding. She tried to sit up. Pain shot through her legs, and she gasped. "Easy now," a voice said from the doorway. The rancher stepped inside, carrying a tin cup and a plate of bread. His movements were slow, like he did not want to frighten her. "You've been out a long while," he said. "Figured you might wake hungry." She nodded, but did not reach for the food. "Where are we?" she asked. "My house. Reed Ranch. Are we allowed to be here?" Samuel Reed paused. Allowed was a word he had not heard used like that in years. "You are guests," he said. "That makes it simple." She studied his face. The lines, the tired eyes, the sadness he did not bother hiding. He set the food down. "Eat first. Questions later." She tore the bread in half and gave the larger piece to Emma when the child stirred awake. Emma smiled, sleep-drunk, and bit into it like it was treasure. Samuel watched silently. After they ate, Lila spoke again. "He will come," she said. Samuel leaned against the wall. "Who?" "My uncle, Caleb Morn. What will he do? Take her? Sell her? Or worse?" Samuel felt his jaw tighten. "Why run?" Lila looked down at her bandaged arm. "Because," he said, "I was worth more broken. Said no one would want me anyway." Emma touched her arm gently. "Lila, you promised." "I know," she said softly. Samuel crossed the room and knelt, so he was eye level. "You want to tell me what really happened?" Lila hesitated. Then words came out like water breaking through a dam. "Our mama died last winter." After that he changed. He said we were a burden. Said Emma would earn her keep easy. Samuel knew what that meant. He did not interrupt. When Lila refused, Caleb burned her arm on the stove. Said next time would be Emma. So she ran, with no plan, no food, just south and hope. Samuel stood slowly, walked to the window, stared out at the land that had buried his own family. You did right, he said finally. She shook her head. Am not brave. I'm just scared. Brave, usually is scared, he answered. That afternoon, Samuel brought a doctor from town. A quiet woman with kind hands. The burns were bad, but healing. The legs exhausted, not broken. She will walk again, the doctor said, with rest. Emma hugged Lila hard. See, you said. Samuel watched them and felt something twist in his chest. That night, he heard horses. Not close, but close enough. He checked the yard, the fence, the road. Nothing yet, but he knew. Somewhere a man was asking questions. Somewhere anger was turning into action. At supper, Samuel set a third plate without thinking. Lila noticed. You eat with us. I do now, he said. She smiled small. Before bed, she asked quietly, why are you helping us? Samuel thought of the empty grave behind the barn, thought of nights talking to ghosts. Because I couldn't help my own once. And maybe this is how I make peace with that. Lila nodded like she understood more than a child should. That night, Samuel slept with his rifle near the door. And somewhere beyond the dark, trouble was already riding toward Reed Ranch. The trouble arrived before dawn, not with shouting, not with gunfire, but with silence. Samuel woke to the sound of nothing. No wind, no birds, no insects. That kind of quiet always meant danger. He rolled from the bed and pulled on his boots, checked the rifle, loaded slow and careful. Outside, the sky was just starting to pale. The land looked flat and endless. He walked the fence line once. Then again, fresh tracks, horse prints, 2, maybe 3. They had stopped near the road, watched, then turned back. Samuel knew what that meant. Someone was measuring him. Inside the house, Lila was awake, sitting on the edge of the bed. Emma is still sleeping, she whispered. Good, he said. They know we are here, don't they? Yes, she swallowed. What happens now? Now we don't run. We prepare. That morning, Samuel showed Lila where the cellar was hidden under the floor, where the water was stored, where the back trail led through the rocks. If I tell you to hide, you go here. You take Emma, and you do not come out unless I say. What if you don't come back? Samuel met her eyes. Then you wait till dark, and you follow the creek east. There is a settlement there. They will help you. She nodded once, committing every word to memory. By noon, the heat was back. Sweat rolled down Samuel's back as he worked, boarding windows, moving tools, setting the house to defend, not to welcome. Lila helped with what she could. Her arm ached, but she did not complain. Emma stayed close, holding on to Samuel's leg when he passed. That afternoon, a rider appeared. One man, city clothes, clean boots. He stopped at the fence. Samuel walked out to meet him, gun visible but untouched. You Samuel Reed, the man asked. Depends who is asking. Caleb Morn. I am looking for my nieces. Samuel felt Lila's presence behind the window. I haven't seen any children, Samuel said. Caleb smiled thin. Now that is a lie. He stepped closer. They belong to me. I have papers. Samuel did not move. Children don't belong to anyone. Caleb's eyes hardened. That older girl is damaged, useless. But the little one, she will bring good money. Samuel's hand twitched. You will leave now, he said. Or what? Or you will not leave at all. Silence stretched. Caleb studied him. The land, the rifle. Then he stepped back. This isn't over. You can't protect them forever. Samuel watched him ride away. That night, Emma cried. Not loud, just soft and afraid. Lila held her whispering promises. She was not sure she could keep. Samuel stood at the door, watching the dark. They will come back, Lila said. Yes. How many? More. She took a breath. Then we stand. Samuel looked at her surprised. You should hide. I will when you tell me. Not before. He nodded once. Outside, coyotes howled. The sound carried far. And somewhere out there, Caleb Morn was gathering men. The fight was no longer coming. It had already begun. They came after sunset, not all at once. Slow, quiet. Samuel felt it in his bones before he saw them. The horses were kept far back. The men came on foot, for shapes moving through the dark, spreading wide, trying to surround the house. Samuel blew out the lamp inside. The room went dark. Now he said low. Lila lifted Emma, without a word, moved to the cellar, hands shaking but steady. Samuel waited. The first man stepped onto porch. Boot creaked. Samuel fired once. The man went down hard, screaming. Chaos broke the silence. Gunfire tore the night. Wood splintered. Glass shattered. Samuel moved fast. Window to window. Shot then shift. One man tried the back door. Samuel caught him in the shoulder. Another rushed aside. Samuel fired again. Then his rifle clicked empty. Too quiet. He reached for his pistol. A shape rushed him from the dark. Samuel went down hard. Pain exploded through his ribs. Hands grabbed him. A voice laughed. That's him. Caleb stepped forward. Face twisted. Eyes bright. Told you, Reed. You should have minded your own business. Samuel spat blood. They are not yours. Caleb knelt close. Everything is mine. Before he could speak again, a sound rose from the cellar. A scream. Emma. Lila burst out. Fire in her eyes. A lantern in her hand. Leave him, she shouted. Caleb turned. Ah, the broken one. Lila threw the lantern. Flame exploded. Fire rushed up dry wood. Men shouted. Backed away. Samuel surged up. Fired twice. Caleb ran. The men scattered into the dark. Horses thundered away. The fire burned, but Samuel beat it back. Hands raw. Chest burning. When it was over, the house still stood. Barely. Lila dropped to her knees. Emma clung to her. Samuel sank onto the steps. You should have stayed hidden, he said. Lila looked at him. Tears and rage and strength. I wasn't leaving you, for the first time in years. Samuel laughed, rough and broken. Good, because neither am I. The night went quiet again. But this time, it was not the quiet of fear. It was a quiet after stand had been taken. Morning came heavy and slow. Smoke still hung in the air. The house smelled of burned wood and fear. Samuel sat on the porch, binding his ribs with a strip of cloth. Each breath hurt, but he welcomed the pain. Pain meant he was still standing. Lila stepped outside with Emma close behind her. The little girl would not let go of her shirt. Is it over? Emma asked. Samuel shook his head. Not yet. Lila already knew that. She had known it since the moment Caleb turned and ran. Men like him never stopped. They only changed tactics. A rider came before noon, a lone figure moving careful. Samuel stood ready but lowered his gun when he saw the badge. Sheriff Nolan Graves. A hard man with tired eyes and dust in his beard. He looked at the house. The burn marks. The broken window. Looks like trouble found you, Reed. Samuel nodded. It did. Graves stepped inside and saw the cellar, the hiding place, the two girls. He listened while Lila told everything. Her voice shook but did not break. When she finished, the sheriff was quiet for a long time. Caleb Morn, he said. I should have known. You going to help us? Samuel asked. Graves met his gaze. I can try. But men like him own more paper than truth. That night, Graves sent a message rider, calling witnesses, calling a judge. Caleb did not show. Instead, he sent word, a note left nailed to the fence. Give them back, or bury more dead. Lila read it twice, then folded it slow. He will kill us. Samuel knelt in front of her. No, he won't, because tomorrow we stop running. The courthouse sat 2 towns over. A hard ride, long and dangerous. Graves gathered men who still remembered right from wrong. They rode at dawn. Samuel, Lila, Emma, the sheriff, and 3 others. Caleb men followed, keeping distance. At the courthouse, the judge listened to the burns, the threats, the attack. Lila spoke last. She did not cry. She did not beg. She told the truth. Silence filled the room when she finished. The judge stood. Caleb Morn is hereby stripped of guardianship, charged with abuse, attempted murder, and conspiracy. Caleb lunged. 2 deputies held him. This isn't over, he screamed. But it was. Outside the courthouse, Emma laughed for the first time without fear. Weeks passed. The house was repaired. The fence rebuilt. Lila's arm healed crooked but strong. One evening, she sat beside Samuel on the porch. What happens now, she asked. Samuel thought a long moment. Now we stop surviving and start living. She looked at him. Does that include us staying? Samuel smiled. If you want. Lila leaned against him. I do. Emma climbed into his lap. Then so do I. Samuel looked out at the land, at the sunset stretching wide and endless. For the first time since his family died, the future did not feel empty. It felt full. One last part remained. Not the fight, but the promise. The papers were signed on a quiet morning. No crowd, no speeches, just a judge with tired eyes and a pen that scratched slow. Samuel stood straight, Lila beside him, Emma holding his hand. Do you understand what this means? The judge asked. Samuel nodded. It means I am theirs, and they are mine. The judge looked at Lila. Do you agree? She lifted her chin. Yes, sir. And you, Emma? Emma smiled wide. I already picked him. The judge almost smiled. When it was done, Samuel felt something settle inside him, like a long war had finally ended. They rode home slow. No one chasing. No one watching. The ranch looked different now. Not bigger. Not richer. Just alive. Lila planted flowers near the porch. Said they deserved something gentle. Emma named every chicken. Said they were family too. Samuel built a marker under the old oak. For his wife. For his son. Lila asked if she could add to it. She carved 2 small names beneath. Not replacements. Just additions. That night they sat on the porch. Fireflies drifting. Stars wide and endless. Samuel told stories. About his boy. About laughter. About mistakes. Lila listened. Emma slept against his shoulder. You know, Lila said softly, I didn't think anyone would choose us. Samuel looked at her. You didn't need choosing. You already mattered. She smiled. A real one. Unafraid. Far away, Caleb Morn disappeared into nothing. Forgotten. Unimportant. Some men are remembered for what they take. Others for what they give. Samuel Reed was remembered by 2 girls who slept safe under his roof. And every morning when the sun rose hot and bright, it rose over a ranch that was no longer empty. It rose over home.